clenching my jaw. I'm taking cleansing breaths. With love and light in the universe. Hello, Flosstube. I'm Helen, the Diddy Stitcher, here on YouTube and Instagram. My pronouns are she, her. It is Friday, the 24th of June. I was meant to film yesterday, but I was sick. And it is hot. I preface this by saying I know that a lot of you live in America, and some of you may be going through some terrible heat wave. Gets up to like 40 degrees. I haven't even checked what it is today here. But let's have a look. Right now, so it's 10 to 9 in the morning here. It is 19 degrees. It feels like 21. The humidity is 75%. Hence this mess of a thing on my head. Now, I lived in Florida, so I know heat. This is a different kind of heat that we get here in the UK, and we don't have aircon. It is very, very unusual for a house to have aircon here. So it's been hot for a week, maybe a little bit more, and the house just gets hotter and hotter, and we don't have the aircon or like to get away from the heat. So everything is just hot and sticky, and I have a pimple and I'm all shiny. But I'm here to say hello. And I don't care how I look because you care about the stitching, and so do I. So, I'm still having a cup of tea even though it's very hot. Does anybody else have that? You can't quit the hot drinks even on a hot day. You should probably. I am drinking water because I had a terrible headache yesterday. That's why I didn't film. And I tried to drink lots of water and it didn't really help, but a nap helped, so that was good. But yeah, I'm just so uncomfortable. So I feel like I want to say I haven't stitched a lot in the last couple of weeks, but looking at what's around my feet, it doesn't reflect that. So let's start with finishes, because I have a couple of finishes, and FFOs at that, fully finished objects. So my first one is my little Fell Asleep Here bookmark by Plastic Little Covers. This was a kit that I won on an Instagram giveaway. It was really fun. Gives you all the finishing things. My hand stitching is terrible, but I don't care. And it's a really lovely bookmark, and I think I'm going to give it to my mum, maybe. Because I don't know, is it Lauren? Plastic, I'm terrible with names, I'm sorry. So I stitched it, and then I cut out the cover photo so I can use that because it's good card. I can use that myself as a bookmark, so my mum can have the stitched and I can have that one because it's just beautiful. Like, oh, I think I did a mistake, but it's one of those that you don't really notice unless you stitched it and you realise. So yeah, that was fun. I think, like I said, when I showed it when I was working on it, I'd like flipped it around too much and the X's are going in different ways, but it's not a big deal. It was a fun little stitch to have on my desk while I'm working. Keep my hands busy. So yeah. So that was finish one. Right, I'm just gonna throw things on the floor because it's just too much here right now. My second finish is one that I finished a while ago, but I didn't get around to FFOing. And then one day I was like, Helen, it's just, you have to get that out the way. Because it was annoying me, just sat there like looking at me from the shelf like, finish me, Helen. And the other reason was I have my doll ball downstairs now, and I have one thing in it, and I need to get more things in it, and I don't get more things in it unless I actually finish them. So this is my finish of Dees 20 Stitches and Uncanny Carrie's Moon Phases, I think it's called, the pattern. It was one of their freebies in their newsletter. I can't remember which way up it goes. I mean, it's the same way up, but I think in my dough bowl, I'll put it this way. Even though like the moon phases don't go like that, but it's a little moonrise over like the horizon of this. So this is like a blue velvet ribbon that I stuck down to the fabric, and then I hand stitched and filled it with crushed walnuts and did a little patch, again with sticky stuff. Like, it's terrible. I don't care. I think it's pretty. So yeah, I got a little something from my doll ball. Proud of me. Anyway, so that can finally go in the dough ball now that I've shown you it. Take a breath. Oh, I haven't done my tarot. Damn. So last video was my first time that I had like kind of done a little tarot pull, and a lot of you liked it, so I'm gonna do it again. And if you didn't like it, I'm gonna do it anyway because I like it. So okay, let me stop talking and I'll shuffle and I'll pull something. Okay, so what we put, Ace of Cups. Now this is my favorite card, because it is the cup of new beginnings, and me and my husband are trying to get pregnant again, so whenever this comes up I get really excited because it's one of the like new baby cards. It's new creativity, just like happy new things beginning. That's what I see it as anyway. So yes, that's a lovely one to have. That's gonna make me happy for the rest of the thing. So let me put that up there for you to see. And let me read what the book actually says. So, love, emotion, purity. Let your emotions bubble over. Every feeling is precious and welcome. Beneath a dove of divine love and hovering over a lotus of awakening, the Ace of Cups overflows with emotion and intuition. The cup suit holds the waters of the heart, and the ace is the first and purest taste of your endless capacity for emotion and love. This is the time to take note of unspoken feelings. Perhaps there is a new love or passion in your life waiting to be gushed over. Maybe you have been avoiding a certain feeling because it's too overwhelming. Open up to your emotions and intuition because your inner rivers run deep. So I hope that speaks to you somehow. So we're carrying on with hashtag Stitch for Pride 2022, which is hosted by Dees 20 Stitches. They have very graciously put together lots of learning modules for us to do while we go through this month of Pride, and I have been loving it, like really loving it. And I'll go through each day for me, and even on the days that I haven't stitched because of whatever reason, I have loved doing the modules. It's just great. You don't have to do it through Pride. If you want to jump on there and see what they've done, it's all in their bio. All of the reading material, you can go through and just educate yourself, and it's really interesting, and it's what we should be doing because the work is never done. So my first prompt, well, what was it, June 9th was the one that was next, after my last thing. Oh, and I'm going to do some haul in between because everything's in project bags and I have some new project bags. So this is a new project bag that I got from Tracy, Oh So Twinkle Crafts. She has shut down her Etsy store She's now working full-time at a quote-unquote traditional job, but she is very kindly making some more project bags before she gets rid of all her stash for me. So this is one that I got. Holds an 8x8 Q snap. So this is, put that over there. I have so much tidying up to do when I'm finished. This is Rokapia by Tracys Stitch Kits. So I am doing this for a lovely lady called Jill. She had the kit, but it's on 18 count Ada, and that was too small for her eye, so I am going to stitch it for her and then send it back for her to enjoy. So yeah, this is on 18 count Ada, DMC thread that all came in a lovely little pack. Jen from Tracys Stitch Kits, I don't know if I said this on my last video, she's gone full time with Tracys Stitch Kits now. She's quit her quote unquote traditional job and is going in this full time, and I'm so excited for her because she is an amazing designer. So yeah, I think, I can't remember where I last showed you it was, but I'm going on the outlines because there's lots of like block colours, and then I just get to use it as fill-in if I'm on a Zoom call or anything like that. So yeah, that was Rokapia. So that was used for the prompt Stitch on a Whip that features an organic shape, so it's got all the clouds and everything like that. And I don't know that I used it again for a prompt, so probably not a lot worked on that. But I always love working on this, especially because I'm doing it for someone else. Like, I'm doing it for someone else. It's not just a gift. I'm stitching it for them, for them to enjoy, and so I like that. It's a little bit different when you think about, when you have a whip for yourself and you think, oh, I don't really want to work on that now. It forces you to work on it. I don't do it when I'm really, really not feeling it, because I don't want to stitch like bad energy into it. But it's a little motivation to do that. So the next one, Singer Sampler. So this is a new start. Oh, it's here. Singer Sampler series by Silver Creek Samplers. This is their Singer Sampler series. I'll hold it up here. So this is how wide it's going to be. It's not going to be obviously that wide. I've taken it off the Q snap for you, so you're welcome. So it's like long and skinny, horizontal. So this is what I've got done so far. So a few things with this. So this I used as a prompt for Stitch on a Whip that features donuts, coffee, or anything cafe related. So the pattern itself isn't, but the fabric is 40 count Cafe au lait by Zweigart. 14 count linen. I'm doing it 2/2. With a whole colour conversion based off of Jan Hicks Creates, who was inspired by someone else, I can't remember, but Jan has all the information on her blog, and even then I've changed some of the ones that I couldn't find. So it is what Imogen calls the uncalled for threads. It's not the called for, it's the uncalled for threads. So it's going to be a rainbow for each note. So is like, this is the middle. So I've got blue, indigo, violet, and then you do another red one here. So I'm just going and doing the outlines of everything, and then I'm going to figure out the colour conversion for the insides, like for the motifs on the insides, because it probably won't, I'll need to figure it out, because the colours won't look as good if I do the called for, you know what I mean. So that was Stitch on a Whip that features coffee, blah blah blah, and then I don't think I stitched on it a couple of times, but I don't think I used it as a prompt. Kaylee's cross stitch, she has picked this up as well. I'm an influencer now. She saw that I was starting it, so she started it as well. She is much further along than I am because she's doing 40 count 1/1, and she is like kind of going with the same thing. She's color converting, but she's doing it the color of the boom whackers because she's an elementary school music teacher, which I think is just fabulous. I love boom whackers. So she's doing each note the colour of the corresponding boom whacker. So it's very colourful. It's not the exact rainbow, but it's gorgeous. Go check it out. So yes, I was very pleased that I could influence someone to start something. So yeah, that is Singer Sampler by Silver Creek Samplers. I think the L is in the wrong place. It's like a stitch, half a stitch too close to the top and bottom. So I had to double count my A and just remember to not count things off of the L because it's in the wrong place. But it's, you know, it's 40 count, so you can't really tell. So I could not have told you and you wouldn't have known. But this is what we do here. We tell the truth. I live my truth. Let me show you the uncalled for colours that I chose. So the violet is Purple Haze, Weeks Dye Works. The red will be Hollyberry, Classic Colourworks. The orange will be Pumpkin, Weeks Dye Works. The yellow will be Curry, Weeks Dye Works. Green Hunter, Weeks Dye Works. The blue is Blue Jay, Gentle Arts, and the indigo is Midnight, Gentle Arts. I'm a bobbin girl, you know this. But when I do have like specialty floss, I don't like some people just put it straight on the ring. But I get tangled so much that I like to keep them in their individual baggies. And then the leftover floss I can just wrap up and put in there. I did try to just put it on a thing. It got too much for me. So individual floss away bags. That's my it's my life right now. I'm so hot. The windows are open as well, so if you get outside noise, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to cool down. And I'm in my office, and we have a big window in the office, and the morning sun comes beating right in, and sometimes I can't sit at my work desk until a little bit later because it's like right in my eyes, and we don't have blinds up right now, so we can't control that at the minute. Hopefully they're on their way. We've ordered them. Someone's going to come and fit them. But right now it's just, it's almost like a little conservatory up here in the office because it's just a big window that lets all the heat through. Also on that, completely unrelated to stitching, someone, I will find their name, that I saw on Instagram. I'm terrible at it. Oh. The Evergreen Needle. Can't remember their name. They put a story up about solar film for windows so it lets the natural light through, but it stops the UV light, but also it can stop like most of the heat from the sun. So I'm definitely getting some of that. I ordered some samples and I'm very happy with them. So check out solar film. It's renter friendly. It's just like you put it on, you can peel it off. But I am very much looking forward to that, especially for this room. It'll be better when we get the blinds, but our living room, which is on the other side of the house, gets all the afternoon sun, and we have to close the blinds because it gets too hot. But I don't like keeping the blinds closed in the day. I like seeing outside, so hopefully that will help. You know, we are living in the world that we are living in now, everything's getting hotter. We have to learn to adapt. And even though we don't have aircon, you know, it's supposed to like reduce the heat in the house so you don't have to use your aircon as much. We don't have aircon to start with, so it might help with the heat thing, because our home is so well insulated for the winter, it doesn't let the heat out when it builds up in the summer, which gets really, really hot. Anyway, that was my little green tip of the day. I don't really have a lot of green tips, but I'm all for sustainable fixes to the problems that we are facing right now. So yeah, it seemed like an obvious thing to get some sort of thing to put on your window to block the heat out. Never occurred to me, but it's really simple. It's quite cheap, you know, comparatively, and renter friendly, like I said. Shut up, Helen. What do we got next? Oh, I tell a lie. Singer sampler I used for sharing your local mutual aid fund. So I donated to my local fund, which is the Northern Pride group. Northern Pride, I think they're called. They like organise the Pride event here in Newcastle, but also help those in the community all year round. So that's my local fund. So I stitched on Singer Sampler. I think just because of the rainbow thing. I know it's not a proper rainbow pride flag, but I wanted to work on Singer Sampler, so I attached it to that prompt, and I made my donation. Next, stitch on a whip that you will be giving away as a gift. So I was going to use my bookmark, but I'd already finished that. So the next thing I'm giving away as a gift, I think, oh, where is it? Oh, it's there. Oh, is my Dimensions Sleigh Ride at Dusk stocking. So I'm stitching this for my daughter. I will be giving it to her as her Christmas stocking, and she will have this throughout her life, hopefully. So I'm nearly finished. It's like a little bit of toe. I've done most of the horse and the sleigh. So it's just going to be a lot more of this blue kind of snowy. I imagine this to be like that slush that you get on the road. It's not very nice, but I think in this little village in my mind, there's no cars, so you don't get like the horrible slush, like the dirty slush. I don't know, that horse could probably make a mess on that road. Anyway, it's like it's still slushy, but it's not like brown slushy. A little insight into my mind there. So some more of this blue slushy to fill in here, and then I'm done the stitching, and then I have to go back and do all the back stitching. Yay! So yes, this is also on my WhipGo board for May. It is nearly the end of June and I haven't started on my June WhipGo stuff, but that's okay because we're focusing on hashtag Pride Sal 2022. So yes, that was Stitch on a Whip that you'll be giving away as a gift. Stitch on a Whip that features a quilt or quilt-like, so that this is a little blanket that they've got on the sleigh. It'll probably look better when there's back stitching, but it is like a quilty kind of blanket, so I stitched that. And stitch on a whip that features some sort of movement. So obviously they're on the sleigh. They're moving on the sleigh. And that was it. But I did a lot of stitching on this because I need to get it done. Yeah, I was going to say hopefully I'll get it done by this Christmas, but I have mine and my husband's to do, and then possibly a fourth if we are lucky enough to have another baby. And then I want to get them finished all at the same time, so they're all like the same person has finished them. I'm not going to finish these. So it doesn't matter if I don't finish it by Christmas, because she's not going to use it at Christmas because it won't be finished. Anyway, yeah, that is Dimensions Gold Collection Stocking Sleigh Ride at Dusk. you go into the pile. Next up, right, so we were off work last week because my friend from America, well, my friend from Glasgow, who I worked with in America, she married an American, stayed there with him, and they came over to visit her family in Glasgow. So we went up to Glasgow to see them because I haven't seen them since my wedding, I think, 4 years ago. And it's, I love my Jen. It's one of those friendships where you don't speak a lot, but you can see them after 4 years, and it's like you saw them yesterday. It's just beautiful. I love them. And they got to meet Anna, and she was so cute with them. Jen got her a little Mickey Mouse plush, not a little one, like it's nearly as big as her, but a Mickey Mouse plush, and Anna loves Mickey Mouse, and now she just goes around saying, "It's my Mickey Mouse that Auntie Jen bought me." I said, "Thank you." It's the cutest thing ever. So we had a lovely week off, but we went on the Wednesday. Oh my god, there's a fly. Oh, it's a tiny one. It's like right here, and I thought it was huge. Yeah, we went on the Wednesday, so we had the Monday at home, and my mum usually has Anna on a Monday, so my mum took Anna as she normally does when we would be working, but we had a day where we didn't have to work. So we did loads of productive house things in the morning, and then for the rest of the day, I stitched on Imperial. So this was a prompt stitch on a whip that features someone dressed up in a suit, bow tie, or anything that would make them feel good for a night on the town. And this lovely lady, when you get down to her dress, is just gorgeous. I would feel so good wearing what she was wearing. Anyway, so it's not been called on my whip go yet, but it's to finish the letters in this part. So I worked on this all day. I think I did about 6 hours of stitching on it, and that was a lot. But it was really motivating because what I did is I checked in every hour on Instagram. If you saw my stories, it was like, this is what it looks at 1 o'clock, at 2 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, at 4 o'clock I was in the bath, at 5 o'clock I was making dinner. This is what it looks at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So yeah, it was a really good day. I think I need to do more of that, but it's very rare that I get a day like that when I don't have the baby. So this is Moe Imperial, as I call it, from Scarlet Quince. It is on 18 count Aida, 2/1. Lots of confetti, lots of blends. I have to start and stop because this in between the words is not stitched, so I have to be careful carrying threads. The rest of it's like proper full coverage, so I don't really care. But I got a lot of progress, and that was really good for my little head. So yeah, got a good chunk on those letters. So when that's called for my whip go, I won't be so far behind. But yeah, that was really nice. I think that's the only thing that I worked on that for. Yep. There you go. Stocking, none, didn't stitch. Okay, so then on the Thursday, it was Stitch a Whip that heavily features line work or back stitching. So it does feature it, but I didn't stitch on it. But because it was a Thursday and the baby was out at my dad's house, I got to bring out my chatelaine. Because it's difficult working on the chatelaine with the baby around. Certain stitching I can do with the baby around. Chatelaine is not one of them. Sticky fingers and all that. So let me show you. Ooh! Oh, I thought I was going to knock something over. So this little corner is lots of line work, back stitching. It's not showing up great on here. And this corner, it's a different pattern of this, but it'll be the line work as well. So I thought I might get to it, but I didn't end up getting to it. Let me sit back here. So this is Lavender, Amazing Lavender. Did I say lavender? Chatelaine, Amazing Lavender Garden, Kaleidoscope. It's a mouthful. So I worked on this. I think I did this. I can't remember what I did. I did quite a bit. This is on 32 count pearl grey linen by Spygart. All called for threads. I hate how it looks on camera. It doesn't look as pretty on camera. I have split the pattern into pages that I've printed out. So this page that I'm working on is like here. So I just work on that until that's done and then go on to the next one. So that is, again, this page is the next whip go for this project that will be called. So I was just working on that. I didn't get to stitch any of the line work, but I worked on a piece with the line work. That makes sense. And because it was a Thursday and the baby wasn't here. So I like to get my chatelaine out. I'm sorry, I've got the hiccups. Whenever I can. Oh, my tea's cold now. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, so the Thursday was the day we came back from Glasgow. We dropped the baby off at my dad's and we came home. I stitched my chatelaine, and I think I did a bit more on the Friday. But while I was away, I started something new. I had to rip it out, but I did start it. So I had just taken this little piece because it's easy to do in the car. But I'd forgotten that I'd planned to do it 1/1. So this is like a 28 count, like a Quaker cloth or an even weave, I think. Let me tell you about the design because I keep forgetting to do that. So this was for the prompt, stitch on your newest whip. So this is Relax, Relate, Release. I think that's what it is. By Shade Stitchery. I am stitching with the called for colours because I like the colours. It's one of those ones that you could easily change the colours, and I've seen so many with lovely colour, uncalled for colours. So yeah, I forgot that I had measured this to do 1/1 28 count. I thought I was doing 2/2 because I can't do 1/1 28 count in the car. That's madness. So I started doing it and then realised it was too big for this piece of fabric, and I remembered that I had planned for it to be 1/1. So all the stitching that I did in the car I ripped out, but it was still my newest whip. So I started again and got this little piece done under here. So it's not a lot, but it'll go really fast. It's only a diddy one. And yeah, I think that was it about that one. No stitching, stocking, no stitching. So like this last week I've not done a lot of stitching, but I guess the week before I did a lot. But that was only my my prompts, and I did a lot of ancillary stitching outside of there. So let's see what we did. I had a lovely Zoom call with Imogen X Stitches. We figured out a time that would be good with the time difference, so they got up really early for me and stitched before work, and then I had a little time before I had to pick up the baby from nursery, so it was lovely to spend a couple of hours stitching with them. So I was stitching on True Veil Stitch Kit Sunny St Mary's, because it's one of those ones that's just fill in, so I don't have to concentrate too much on counting. I could just concentrate on the talking. Oh, and also, was it last night? the night before? Wednesday night, I jumped on a Google Meets call with Stitchfinity. They host a little group thing every fourth Wednesday of the month. And so it was me, Alison from Stitchfinity, and another lady called Rachel. And Rachel was also stitching on a lighthouse theme, so that was cool. We just had an hour chatting with them. It was lovely. I want to do more chatting. Also, stitching with diamonds and stitching diamonds. One of those, I shall put it down below or on the screen. They are hopefully going to start a little Zoomy Google Meets group thing for us here in the UK. I mean, anyone can join, but it's difficult when a lot of these things are on American time and it doesn't really line up with our schedule. So to have one on UK time would be nice. So I have put in my little Google form, and if you would like to join, you can go look at their Instagram and find it out. So yeah, it's one of the nice ones to do on a Zoomy chat, but also a nice one to do on boring work Zooms where you don't have to put your camera on. So yeah, I got quite a bit done. I think I filled in a little bit more down here, a little bit more of this yellow sky. It's just nice because it's really, compared to like something on my chatelaine where you have to really concentrate, this you don't have to concentrate. And it's lovely. It's lovely for that. So yeah, that was Trueveil Stitch Kit, Sunny St Mary's. It's a kit that I won on Instagram, giveaway, all the call for. That's on 18 count Ada as well. And if I haven't mentioned this time, I know I've mentioned it before, but all of the designs that Jen comes out with go in a 5x7 frame, which is just, I love it because ain't no one got time to get some fancy framing. We can just get our lovely IKEA ribber frame and pop it straight in, which is just wonderful. So yeah, that was that one. What else have I got down here? Standing on stuff. Oh, let me show you this one. So this is my very, very small start on Liz Matthews' Gather Here. And I wanted to do a Liz Matthews piece for quite a while. Never found one that I really, really connected with, but this one. So this is, again, on this like 20 count, 28 count. I think this is a linen. Oh no, this is on, I think it's 25 count on this like band thing. So I got this big piece of band on a stash and load thing, and I didn't really understand the dimensions when I ordered it, but it was dead cheap. So I'm showing you the back of my work anyway. Stitching it on this, so when I finish it, I will just like fold it along and have a little hook, like a dowel through there, and then hook it around the top, so it won't be like in a traditional frame, just a little bit different, and the dimensions just worked for it, hopefully, if I've counted right. So yeah, if this is 25 count, I can't remember exactly, it's a mystery, a little bit of a mystery, but I counted the stitches, so it should fit. So I am doing, where's my little thing gone? Oh, my legs have stuck to the chair. Ugh. That's not it. This is it. Okay. So partly the reason that I started this was when I was picking out all my colours for Singer Sampler. I came across these colours and I really liked them, but they wouldn't work in the sampler, but they would work for Gather Here. So the bird and the branches and everything I am doing in Classic Colourworks Bejeweled, which is this gorgeous like teal, dark teal to light teal, really lovely tone on tone variegated. You can't really see it on the stitching there, but it's coming through lovely. And then, sorry about that, my recording stopped and I spoke for probably another 10 minutes and I didn't realise. So back to this. So yeah, bejeweled for the bird and the branches, and then deep fennel for the words underneath. So I think those will go quite nicely together. Glare. So that is Liz Matthews' Gather Here. And then I have to figure out, did I show this? I can cut this out if I'd already shown it. I just saw where the last thing stopped. So this is the Prairie School Autumn Leaves, the big sampler from that booklet. So this is the square in the middle, and this is the weird little squirrel that kind of looks like Donnie Darko. I'm not used to these sampler things, with weird looking birds and animals, but there you go. So that was just a little start. This is on 28 count natural linen by Zweigart. I don't really know what made me start this. I was on a little starting kick, and Imogen had messaged me and they said they had started a load of things as well, and they didn't really know why, because it's not like them. And I said I've been starting loads of things as well and I don't know why. And it was the day before summer solstice, so I think we were like eking the last of the creative energy from spring before it turned. I don't know. Anyway, I think that's all the stitching, and I've shown you my haul but it didn't record, so let me show you it again. So I got the 3 project bags. Oh, I didn't show you this one because I had to show you it again. This was my 3rd project bag from Tracy this time around, these little Scandi birds, and I think they're so cute. So this has got Singer Sampler in. So 3 project bags and 3 grind guards, and oh, I was talking about this, but it mustn't have recorded this either. So I got, Tracy had a lot of grind guards already like made up, so she sent me these along with my order, which is very kind of her. So these are 8x8, so you can use on a Q-snap or a circle. I think they're interchangeable. So here's some lovely bees. Here's a cute little polka dots with little people and houses and flowers and birds and lots of little cute motifs. It's like a green abstract-y one, green and grey. Green and blue stripes with flowers. I think my grandma had curtains like this in her kitchen at one point. Looks familiar. And then some like retro flowers, like buttons in the middle. They're cute. So thank you, Tracy, again for those. So yeah, I have, while I was waiting for some more project bags from Tracy, and I'd started lots of things. Some of my whips were just like in sandwich bags to keep like the kitted up things together. So now that I have my Tracy bags, some of them are still doubled up. Like I have 2 projects in 1 project bag, which is okay, but I would like to have 1 project bag per project. So I think maybe in August I'll order some more from Tracy, and then I can order some more and start more projects. I don't need more thread. Anyway. So yeah, project bags, and I did a weird thing. I was on a Stash and Load site on Facebook where I get the notification that someone's posted something. I should switch my notifications off because that's what gets me into trouble. And I've been influenced by Kitschy Whips and Fiber Arts Amy. They have been saying on their, they show lots of mirabilias on their Flosstube, which I love. I love mirabilias. I don't stitch a lot of them. I have a mirabilia pattern waiting to start, Mother's Arms, and then I have a lavender. Well, I have 2 lavender and lace, Angel of Love and Celtic Noel, Celtic Christmas. I haven't started them yet. They're like my fancy lady things. I don't do a lot of fancy ladies, lots of mermaids. I love looking at them. I think they're gorgeous. Kitschy Whips on her last Flosstube was talking about all the mirabilias that she has started, finished, kitted, rescued. Like, there was just so many and I couldn't keep up with them. But I saw this group on Stash and Load and I felt like I had to give them a home. I think I'm never going to stitch them. Anyway, if you're a mirabilia fan, you can let me know if these are like cool ones. So this is Winter Queen, Summer Queen, Spring Queen, an Autumn Queen that doesn't have a cover photo, and I don't think I realised on the listing they didn't have a cover photo. I don't think I'll ever stitch them. I want to. I want to stitch them really tiny. But with the bead situation, I don't know if I could sub some kind of thread for a bead. Is Spring Queen an out of print one? I feel like, or is there another one that looks like this that's out of print? I mean, what I paid for them I don't think is unreasonable. But I was having a look on eBay and I think these go for quite a lot. I think this one's in the best condition. It is used, but it's okay. And then obviously Autumn Queen's a bit more battered and it doesn't have a front cover. So I think that affects its value. But I think just because the fact it was all of the seasons together, I think I was just excited about that. And like I said, it wasn't an unreasonable price. Probably unreasonable because I won't stitch them, but I think it's just pretty. I don't really know. If you're a mirabilia fan, will you let me know if this is like a thing in the mirabilia world of the seasonal queens? That's the issue with Stash and Load sites. I'm too impulsive to be on there. I should really get off, but I have found some really good things on there that I have wanted. So I don't want to leave. But anyway. That was it, I think. I don't know if I missed anything from what I said when it wasn't recording. I'm looking at the mess around my feet and thinking I've probably shown you everything. I'm sorry this was a hot mess of a video. I am a hot mess. So sue me. Yeah. Hopefully I'll have more stitching done in the next couple of weeks. I'm feeling better now. I don't know what it was yesterday, but I don't think it's a lingering thing, so hopefully I'll be able to stitch some more. It's the last week of #PrideSal 2022. And then I've got to get back to my whip go. So there's a lot to do. And there's a lot of whips. So there will be a lot of stitching. And I will be back next time. Thank you guys. Have a great day.